Good evening and welcome back to KAILASA News. Tonight, we're asking a question the world has been too afraid to confront. Why is being a woman in 2025 more difficult than ever, despite decades of supposed progress? Because beneath the glossy advertisements, the filters, the trends, there lies an unbearable weight, the weight of beauty.
A weight that is costing women their mental health, their money, their confidence, and sometimes even their lives. But what if we told you that the solution does not lie in another beauty product, another trend, another surgery? But in a wisdom tradition that predates every modern beauty standard? Today, Tonight, we're exploring Hindu feminism, a worldview where beauty is not a commodity, but a state of grace.
Let's begin with the numbers. The price of beauty in 2025. Beauty is a $646 billion market with a projected income of $677 billion in 2025. All of it fueled by insecurity.
And the insecurity is profitable, it's deliberate. The industry convinces women that they're not good enough and then sells them the cure. Meanwhile, the US economy loses $305 billion every year, not because women aren't working hard enough, but because society keeps telling them that their bodies aren't good enough.
But here's the real crisis a mental health fallout. 80% of teenage girls are unhappy with their bodies by the age of 17. 60% of adult women feel self conscious about their weight, and 70% avoid daily activities because they think that they don't look good. This is not vanity, this is suffering.
And then there is the digital battlefield, social media. It takes 8 minutes, just 8 minutes, for harmful inspiration content to begin damaging a girl's self esteem. And meanwhile, Skinny Talk has 2.4 billion views.
This is design, not accident. Algorithms don't nourish confidence, they monetize insecurity.
And now we have what experts call the Ozempic effect. One in eight American one in eight Americans has tried a GLP-1 drug, and weight is no longer a physical characteristic, it is a moral category. And fatness has become a moral failure.
And then there is the digital battlefield, social media. Now, as Purnapriya had mentioned before, it just takes 8 minutes on social media. And I'm sure you have experienced this before, where suddenly on social media, you'll be scrolling, going through videos, and you'll be seeing so many different advertisements about your body and everything that you might want. But all of this develops a certain subtle kind of insecurity in a body. Watching so many different types of advertisements. As we had discussed before, 2.4 billion views is what the channel Skinny Talk has. This is a massive reach of content promoting extreme thinness and often making a restrictive attitude towards other body types.
And then we have to explore procedures next. The numbers are shocking. 38 million aesthetic procedures have been performed in 2024 alone. 17 million have been surgical and 20 million non surgical. 2 generations ago, plastic surgery was rare. Today, it's almost a rite of passage.
And who's getting them? Not older women, not celebrities. It is almost always younger women, women in their 30s, getting preventative facelifts, teenagers injecting fillers before their faces are even fully formed, all chasing an ideal that keeps shifting just as they catch up. These statistics show us the reality of the beauty industry. And that is what we wanted to discuss today. And why we need to, as a collective community all over the world, address these challenges. Because the psychological toll is getting too much. What is all this chasing leading to? Chronic anxiety, depression, eating disorders, and a lifetime of feeling inadequate. 84% of women report body dissatisfaction. This is not a side effect. This is a core business model.
And here's the paradox. The more women fix, the more flaws appear. The more they achieve, the more they are told to achieve next. Because the perfection trap has no exit unless you reject the trap entirely. Which brings us to the other side of tonight's story, a completely different paradigm of womanhood.
Before the world taught women to hate themselves, the Hindu civilization taught them to be divine. To understand Hindu feminism, we need just one word: grace. Not beauty, not attractiveness, not perfection.
Grace in Hindu philosophy is not an aesthetic, it is an alignment. A perfect integration of the physical, physiological, psychological layers of identity. And when these three align, women do not just achieve beauty, but grace. And radiance, unlike beauty, does not depend on trends.
Let's compare the two ends: modern beauty and ancient grace. Modern beauty makes your body as an object, external fixing, and the goal is flawless perfection. The driver is insecurity. Ancient grace makes your body as a temple. It signifies internal alignment. The goal is radiance, and the driver is inner fulfillment, enlightenment itself. Not just self-respect as we understand it in our day and age, but real oneness with everything. And that is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavān Nithyananda Paramashivam, teaches us.
One is a treadmill you will never be able to get off. The other is a stillness you grow into. One feeds fear, the other feeds freedom. And this is exactly what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is giving: freedom. Freedom to women from self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial that society imposes on us. It is the true ultimate freedom, the inner freedom.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism teaches and reintroduces the world to the divine deity of Ardhanarishvara, the symbol of wholeness and completion with one's body. Hindu tradition expresses the concept of beauty through extraordinary grace through the deity of Ardhanarishvara, who is having a half male and half female body. This is not a mythology or a metaphor, it's a real energy in Hinduism. It is a visual reminder that perfection is oneness, not symmetry. Integration is more important than imitation.
And when a woman aligns her body, her hormones, her emotions, her identity, drops the self-doubt, the self-negative talk, she enters into the state of internal completion. See, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism teaches that just not allowing the approval of others to enter into your inner space, to make that your judgment about you, is enough to heal you. That is where you'll start radiating grace. When you don't seek approval from others, when you don't make others' approval God for you.
So how does a woman move from insecurity to integrity, from fragmentation to alignment? The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has reintroduced beautiful pillars of Sanatana Hindu Dharma in order for us to be able to reclaim our divinity. The one is through yoga, physical alignment. Yoga is not just an exercise as the modern mainstream yoga studios are teaching nowadays. It is geometry. It aligns the human body with the cosmic structure. And a woman who practices yoga radiates ease, poise, and confidence without even trying.
And that is why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived Nithyananda Yoga with 12 components. It's not just your mainstream yoga, the yoga industry, which profits off of your insecurities, but rather the true yoga as per the Hindu scriptures, with 12 components, all designed to raise your Kundalini Shakti, to align your body with the cosmic geometry.
Now, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has not just given us a way that our physical body can become more and more aligned to the cosmic geometry, but in all levels, and even in the psychological level. In the psychological level, Swamiji has gifted us the science of completion and the four tattvas, where we can understand through these spiritual powers how we can harness our inner strength. The first being through the power of integrity. Integrity is fulfilling the words that you give to yourself, which is ultimately what each and every woman needs to remind ourselves. Every promise kept becomes a pillar in your inner space. And the stronger your inner space, the lesser the need is there for external validation.
And lastly, conscious living through physiological alignment. We need to understand our body is not just a mechanism, it's not just a physical structure, but it holds consciousness. So we need to treat it with the respect, with completion, through how we live, with sattvic food, with the right routine, and ensuring that we care for ourselves.
Now, let's see how we can completely make this transformation inside of ourselves. This is how a woman can reclaim grace in this day and age. Swamiji beautifully speaks about Swamiji's own guru, Kuppamal, the woman who is living in this day and age, or who lived and who taught the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in order to revive this science to the entire world, the science of Hindu feminism and the science of Tantra. These sciences, these ancient secrets of living life with pure oneness with Paramashiva. Now, Swamiji's guru was one of the strongest women that we can even hear about, who conquered her body and who had radiated grace. This type, a woman who is able to completely go beyond all of her inner emotions, her mood swings, physiological changes, all of that. That is what defines, and that is how we as women should define our ideal as living enlightenment. In this, through the different processes that Swamiji has given, the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, you can reclaim grace and live even in this day and age when you're continuously bombarded by the different types of news, the different advertisements, trends, and everything that is going on out there.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given a very simple, easy to follow procedure. First, Stop the self-negative talk. Drop all of other people's opinions about you. Don't make that as your God. Detox yourself from social media. Spend the first 1.5 hours of your day with yourself, with your spiritual routine, aligning yourself to yoga, to the spiritual practice of puja, meditation. Don't allow yourself to be bombarded by what the next trend is on social media.
And next, completely change that internal validation that is continuously going on like an inner chatter inside of you. Shift the self-negative talk from continuously bombarding yourself with self-doubt and instead completely becoming a witness to how your thoughts are going. These different changes that you can make, small changes in your everyday life given by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, you will see the effect of that immediately in your day.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed, first, start with your actions. Just the small act of being integrated to the commitments that you make to yourself will bring so much of self-confidence in you. It will heal all of that self-doubt, self-hatred, self-denial. So show up for yourself today. Start with just a simple decision to drop the self-negative talk, to drop others' opinion of you, and to reclaim your grace.
In a world that profits from self-doubt, being and empowering yourself with the science of enlightenment as per the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the only way that you can transcend the different limitations, the cages that come with the illusion that the world creates around beauty and the trends that are ongoing. It's easy to get caught up into that, but with this secrets from Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, with just understanding and internalizing how to build your integrity, how to drop the self-negative talk, you will be able to transform yourself and understand that you don't need external validation, and simply your inner fulfillment will express as grace.
Because modern beauty is an industry. Grace is your nature. So the question is, whose story will you live by?
Now, we invite all of the viewers who are watching this, if this is something that you're interested in and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism can simply transform your life from continuously being forced to follow all of these trends, to go into the trends of body shaming and feeling extremely insecure about your own body, your own beauty, your own femininity, then we invite you to post a comment down below about your journey so far. And we would love to invite each and every one of you to understand more and more about the Hindu feminism as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
So, and if you're interested, you can take a moment to subscribe and learn more. We will continue this series on Hindu feminism. And I invite each and every one of you to sign up as an e-citizen of KAILASA, where you will avail numerous resources from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, from teachings to techniques to classes, free programs, yoga sessions, all freely available for e-citizens.
And with this, after inviting each and every one of you, you can go to kailasa.org/or ecitizen.info, and you will be able to sign up now and be able to have access to all of the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in order to overcome all of these extremely poisonous, malicious trends that might be continuously haunting your life even without you even knowing it. I invite each and every one of you to be able to access all of these through ecitizen.info by becoming an e-citizen today. If you have any questions and you'd like to start your journey, we can guide you if you leave a comment right now in the comment section down below. And with this, we'll be moving on to our further programs in Kailasa News, and we'll be concluding this program for today. Thank you for joining us.